I have some very important news for all of you XRP holders here today. It has something crazy to do with Trump. He's saying some very important things, and I have to say that if they come true, it will be the craziest bull run I have ever been a part of. Also, you should know that I've been very involved in the markets during the last 3 bull runs. When you think about how crazy things were in 2021, that says a lot. I mean, if you guys were around back then, it was a tremendous rise for both tech stocks and crypto. From what I can see right now, though, there's a very good chance that this bull run will be even crazier. This is because of the rise of AI and how it relates to cryptocurrency, as well as the fact that everyone needs a safe, strong currency that fits their needs and accurately represents them right now. Things are going to go crazy. That's why I think that. Let's get this going. I know you guys can't wait to find out what's going on. First, I want to talk about something Trump said today. He says that 1% should be the rate of interest. Right now, I want to tell everyone watching this video that Trump has been pushing hard to get rid of the current chair, Jerome Powell, and replace him with someone who will put rates down. Also, Trump is working hard to change the governors who are currently in charge of the Federal Reserve. He had already been able to do that once. Some of the things he said suggest that he will do that again very soon. That's how the Federal Reserve works. If most people in the Federal Reserve want to lower interest rates, they will be lowered. At the moment, I think that about 4 or 3 out of 6 or 4 out of 8 people are in favor of lowering interest rates. We're almost at the point where we can actually lower interest rates, even though Jerome Powell is still the head of the Fed. Now, if he is replaced, it will be cut immediately. Let's say Trump hires this person and that person wants to lower interest rates. And the worst thing that could happen is that rates don't go down until May 2026. That's when, Jerome Powell's term will actually end and Trump can replace them in the usual way. But that's only if we don't get another Fed governor who wants to lower rates. I think that's very likely to happen right now. Also, that's only if Jerome Powell doesn't resign before May. I think that's also likely because Trump is suing them and putting a lot of political pressure on him. People are watching everything he does, and I don't think it's worth the pay that Jerome Powell's getting. Now, we're going to wait and see what happens. There are a few more things that need to happen first. The markets are now, of course, very excited. This is something I saw happen in 2021, but I think this is just the beginning. Ethereum just hit $4,700 a coin. All of that may have made you wonder, Levi, what it has to do with XRP. That is a wonderful question. I mean, I talked about the Bitcoin season, the Ethereum season, and then the high cap season in a video that was made maybe 3 or 4 videos ago. It's Ethereum season, and Ethereum will reach its peak. If I had to guess, it would be sometime in the next 4 months. Once Ethereum reaches its peak, it's likely that XRP will follow suit soon after. So it only happens in cycles, right? We're also seeing some nice price growth for XRP right now because of this. It's not as big as Ethereum, but it comes in waves. Guys, waves of Ethereum and XRP are on the way. That's how things work. Yes, XRP is up for the day. In a way, albeit, it's still pretty new, especially when you compare it to other projects like Solana and Ethereum, which are doing great. But I don't think it will be long before XRP can really predict a lot of its price action. But I also want to tell you that XRP just had a huge pump because the case ended. And that's why it probably hasn't seen as much green today. It did see a lot of green the days before when we had good news and stores were buying like crazy. That's a great sign. We can see that big companies are trading a lot of Ethereum and Solana. They'll probably put the money they're making right now from people buying XRP out of fear of missing out on other deals back into the business. That's my main point, but let's see what happens. Now, tariff income is something else I think is very important. The US's tariff income has grown by more than 300% in July 2025, taking in a record $29.6 billion in just 1 month. If things keep going this way, tariffs could bring in more than $350 billion a year. Right now, this is a huge number. I did some study and found that the amount of money the US government gets each year from corporate income tax is less than this number. That means that tariffs could bring in more money than the business income tax in the world's biggest economy. So yes, if Trump can cut spending, which I will do right now, they're actually spending a lot more. But if he can cut back on spending, they can, and interest rates will go down. They have all the money they need to cut income taxes in the United States. You could even get rid of them completely and keep raising taxes. This would be great for people in the United States. A lot of those costs would have to be paid for by people who do business with America, which would be terrible, but this would be amazing. It also shows that customs can be used instead of income tax. That makes sense, right? That is crazy. Just take a look at this chart, which shows the growth in July. That's really cool. We can also see that CapEx spending is going through the roof. For the first time in history, the CapEx, or sales percentage, of the biggest AI spenders has gone over 18%. This is the chart. What does the money that tech and AI companies spend have to do with cryptocurrency, Levi? It's everything then. The fact that companies are spending and the government is bringing in record amounts of money shows that production is through the roof right now. This is really cool. This is a very good sign for the business. Spending it through the roof is going so well that earnings are through the roof, and people are putting money into the future, which means they have a lot of faith in it, especially when it comes to AI and cryptocurrency. Anyway, when I look at XRP today, I think, wow, this is a really great time to accumulate. Anyhow, I believe this is a wonderful time. I think you should buy XRP, but this is just my view and not financial advice. If everything that is being said in the news right now comes true, I look at this price and think, that's not too far-fetched. Interest rates could go down to 1%. This is what's going on in Europe. That's what's going on in China, right? If that happens and a lot of money is put into this space by institutions that keep adding, then we'll have XRP, ETFS, and a lot more. A 20 XRP seems like a safe bet, but hey, let's see what happens. I am going to keep listening.